The Battle of Shiloh, aka the Battle of Pittsburgh Landing, by Andy and Megan.
The Battle of Shiloh took place on April 6th or 7th, 1862 at the Tennessee River. The leaders of the Confederacy were Albert Sidney Johnston and P.G.T. Beauregard. They had 44,000 troops, and their color was gray. The leaders of the Union were Ulysses S. Grant and Don Carlos Buell. They had 66,000 troops, and their color was blue.
The reason the battle started was because of the Tennessee River, which the North needed for the Anaconda Plan. The Anaconda Plan was the Union's strategic plan to defeat the Confederacy at the start of the American Civil War. Proposed by General-in-Chief Winfield Scott, the plan emphasized a Union blockade of the southern ports and called for an advance down the Mississippi River to cut the South in two. This would cut off and isolate the South from the outside world, leaving them to be constricted by the Anaconda. General Ulysses S. Grant's army was encamped along the Tennessee River just north of the Mississippi border. Grant had been at this location for about a month, awaiting the arrival of additional troops under General Buell before beginning his march southward to attack the Confederates.
However, the Confederates planned to beat them to the punch and get the river back with the element of surprise, so they planned a sneak attack on the Union troops at the Tennessee River. Having control of the river would give them the advantage of being able to easily ship troops and supplies to the battlegrounds and would stop the Anaconda Plan.
On the first day of the battle, the Confederacy surprised the Union at 800 hours, when most of the men were sleeping or eating breakfast. They were initially successful, even though their leader, Albert Sidney Johnston, was shot and killed. Johnston was soon replaced by P.G.T. Beauregard, though the Confederates' morales were still damaged. The Confederates drove the Union back 3 miles, but then Ulysses S. Grant told them to hold their position, and the mealy balls that rained on the Confederates at that place coined the name the Hornet's Nest. The Union was already starting to come back from the surprise attack and win the battle. However, P.G.T. Beauregard saw his men were tired, so they stopped to rest at night.
Day 2. 20,000 men under the command of Buell arrived to the battle to aid the Union. Now Grant was joined by the vanguard of Buell's army. With an advantage in terms of troop numbers, Grant counterattacked on April 7th. The tired Confederates slowly retreated, but they inflicted heavy casualties on the Yankees. By nightfall, the Union had driven the Confederates back to the Shiloh church, recapturing grisly reminders of the previous day's battles, such as the Hornet's Nest, the Peach Orchard, and Bloody Pond. The Confederates finally limped back to Corinth, thus giving a major victory to the Union.
After the war had ended, the Union remained in control of the Tennessee River. The Union had 13 casualties, and the Confederacy had 10,700 casualties in the Battle of Shiloh.